The STAR technique has been one of our most requested videos. Competency questions can be quite confusing. Tell me about a time when you worked as part of a team. Tell me about an example of your leadership. But how do we answer these questions? Well, commonly this is known as the STAR technique, which is situation, task, action, result. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, let's run through an example about how to answer this question using the STAR technique. Describe a situation in which you led a team. Situation. During my postgraduate studies at Dundee University, I was put into a team of 4 for our asset management module. Task. Between us, we had to choose a company and carry out a financial analysis using Excel and then present the strengths and weaknesses of that company, as well as using a mathematical model to show whether we believed it would be a good investment or not. We chose Apple. Action. As I didn't have a background in finance and had only just started my studies, I deferred the leadership to one of my classmates. While they discussed giving out tasks, I suggested we should each do something which plays to our strengths. 2 of our team would carry out a financial analysis of Apple, 1 would create the model based on the analysis, then I would put the presentation together in PowerPoint and lead the presentation. We had a heavy workload and several times we were falling behind, so I would call each member and see if they needed help or if there was anything I could do. I helped to coordinate communication and resolve any differences between the team. Result. Our presentation went well and we received a high grade from our tutor who was impressed with the depth of our analysis. So as you can see from this example, the action makes up the majority of the answer, about 70%. Now, a really important thing to remember is that the numbers are just a guide, but the action is to answer the skill which is implied within the competency. The example that you just saw was about teamwork. So when we're talking about teamwork, the action should really describe in a couple of places what we understand about being a good team member or working as part of a team. So how do we go about picking the best examples for answering competency questions? Now, this is something that I like to call STAR stories, and this is actually a process that you can find out through our website at courses.jobreadyenglish.com. But I'll give you a little introduction to how this works. First of all, there is a hierarchy of experience that you should use. Now, if you're interviewing for a job, then the best experience that you should use is from your work. Then from extracurricular activities or from volunteering. You could use your academics if you don't have any of the above. And the experience that we really want to avoid is your personal experience. So the minimum baseline should be something from your academics. Now, when you're picking each individual example, think about the things that come first to mind that you would find it easy to talk about, whether that be your friends, your significant other, or your mum and dad. This should be something that makes you look good, that you enjoy talking about and you feel you can talk about with confidence. And most importantly, that you feel was something which is interesting to you. Because if you are not interested, then you will sound bored. Choose 5 examples to answer different types of competency questions. And finally, what I want you to do is choose an example for a negative question. A negative question is, tell me about a time when you made a mistake. Tell me about a time when you changed your mind or changed your opinion of how to do something. Now that you have the STAR technique down, now that you have chosen your examples, you can start to go through the most common interview questions, matching up your STAR stories to your competency questions.